What's up, guys? It's your boy Stark. In my previous video, I said I was going to Warped Tour and I would have footage of Warped Tour. Sadly, I went to Warped Tour and couldn't get any footage. I forgot my phone at home and I was trying to use my buddy's phone, but he ended up using it all day, so I didn't get any footage. But I had a lot of fun. The lineup I wasn't really too fond of this year, but I still went, had a lot of fun. I went and saw Carnifex and Counterparts, Fit for a King, some other ones, and I was trying to stay till Gore, but it was just too hot, and I just didn't feel like fucking staying that long. So I met up with a bunch of my friends and had a bunch of fun, went dancing, saw this crazy like UK pop band that I like did some Irish dancing to, so that was fun. I really could talk a lot more about it if I, had footage and could show you guys, because, explaining it doesn't do it justice, but had fun. I'll put some bands in the description that I recommend that I didn't know of before today. So regardless though, I made a video yesterday. Ended up not posting it because I decided to just meet up with him instead. So last time I did a story about my friend Isaiah, who I met in middle school and had a bunch of fun with and stuff like that. So I decided until I get better equipment and until I have, am able to record videos of my gloving and like my gaming stuff, because I can't really do that right now and post it or at least have it good quality. So I decided until I get that equipment, I'll just do some story times and some collabs with some friends, just telling you guys some stories about our childhood and how we met and all that shit. So I got my boy TJ here. He's over here dancing in the corner. I'm gonna bring him up and we're gonna talk about how we met and some of the experiences we had. I tried making a video about it, some experiences we had together and stuff like that, and couldn't really pop a bunch of stories out of a hat because it's so vast. I know some of you guys probably have friends where you can't really explain things unless you're actually with them. So he came over today, so we're gonna tell you about our shenanigans and stuff. So TJ, why don't you pop a squat next to me?
Yo,
on the bed.
Okay. Oh, here I am.
The boy Tj. He has a YouTube channel as well. I will post that in the description. Give him a shout out. Plug him up. I got my fucking little doggy right here, Mozzie.
Woohoo.
Being a little bitch.
I'll plug my own channel. My channel is T.Abreu Vlogs. T.Abreu. A-B-R-E-U Vlogs. Check it out. There's some cool stuff on there. I plan to be posting more. I've kind of slacked on it, but
yeah, you only have like 5 or so videos up right now.
They take so long.
I know, man. If I had an editing software, I could, I'd be making videos every day, but sadly,
iMovie's great and all, but it just takes so long to edit every video.
Well, quality takes time too. So you
Exactly.
get a video like this, it looks like shit and sounds like shit and takes 20 minutes and takes 2 seconds to upload.
Fuck, I record on my iPhone, but still,
Alright, man. So, I'm gonna jump in and tell you my interpretation of how we met, and you can tell me if this is, legit or not. But, how me and this fucking kid met. So, this was about 2 to 3 weeks after I moved to Utah. My older brother, Skylar, I guess, became friends with him. I'm not exactly sure how. But I just remember going outside one day, going to the park, and seeing my brother Skylar riding around on his motor scooter or his bike, one of the two. I see this fucking mugging ass little kid behind him on a Diamondback, thinking he was badass, just riding around. So I was like, okay, I got nothing better to do, so I decided to tag along. I was either on my bike or motor scooter as well, but I followed him around for 20 minutes or so, and nothing was said. It was the strangest thing. They was just we were just going around this neighborhood looking tough as fuck. We're in a bunch of motorcycles or something like that, and we were just mugging, just thinking we were badass. Nothing was said. It was strange. So eventually we ended up getting to this pavilion that we had a park next to our house where we kind of rode around for the majority of the time. And there's this big pavilion with a bunch of tables and steel foundation poles and everything like that. Skylar thought he was cool and was fucking weaving through these poles, and somehow he hit one, and he was riding his motor scooter. That's right, it was his motor scooter.
It was his motor scooter.
And he hit a pole, and his handlebar hit his rib, and he was wearing a white shirt, so his whole rib cage and everything was fucking bleeding, and he was crying and freaking out. And me and teacher were oh, what happened? So Skylar ends up going home and he bleeding and crying, and me and TJ were shooken up. So we went to TJ's house and sat there for like, I mean, it's probably a lot shorter, but it felt like a half hour when we were just not saying anything.
I honestly think, like, thinking about it now, I straight up think it was like 5 or 10 minutes, and that was it.
It was probably really short. It just felt like an eternity. And then he goes like, "So, you want to be friends?
Want to be friends?
Want
to hang out more?
Sure." So we hung out like I don't think we might have hung out like every day after that because like, you know, neither of us had friends because we lived in the middle of rich nowhere. And so, shut up, dude.
Lived in a rich neighborhood area.
In the middle of nowhere, on the mountain.
On the mountain, and we were not rich.
No,
we're still not.
We were the
still
poor.
not. No.
Yeah, we were the poor group of.
I mean, we get by. We got by.
Yeah,
it was good.
Everyone around us was like driving Porsches when they were 15, so that was.
Well, yeah, but they're another breed.
Yeah, they're crazy. So yeah, then we ended up hanging out like every day for a while, and then we ended up like finding out. Man, shut up, dude! I get it. I'm giving you attention. I'm trying to make a video. You're interrupting it with your fucking wincing. Yeah. So we ended up hanging out like every day for a while, and then we like found out me and him were into similar stuff. Like we were really both into sports and football, free running, stuff like that. So we ended up both getting into that pretty hardcore, and then we got into video games. We hung out every day. Like every single day, and then we ended up going to this place called Airborne, which was a trampoline park, and we did that like consecutively every week for like I want to say we had consecutively for like 2 years, like every week for 2 years. And then
yeah, I'd pretty much say consecutively every Tuesday, at least once a week for 2 years.
Yeah, and then we kind of got patchy on it, but like I think every week for 2 years we went.
Yeah.
And then we ended up making like a montage and stuff like that in like 2013, I want to say. I'll post a video in the description. You can go watch me and TJ tear shit up at Airborne. So that was fun. I could go on about this, but I want to get into some more story time. So my dog's being a little bitch, so I'm going to stand up and kind of play with her for a little bit. TJ, what do you think, like some stories or some funny shit that you did or went through?
Oh, man.
I know it's hard to
stories.
Just to pull out of your hat.
We won't tell the one about Michael.
Oh, God.
We won't tell the one about Michael.
Yeah, that's not good.
I think just like a good base starting point with some of our stories. Me and Taylor, we used to do a lot of backyard tramp wrestling. We had this like whole league going. It was crazy. Anyways.
Yeah, we had a lot of kids just going to my backyard and in my basement, like wrestling with each other, trying to kill each other with chairs and shit.
Yeah, and then we eventually, like, it started in the basement, and then we took it to the tramp, and on the tramp it came to a whole new level of just slamming people down, and I don't know. And then there was one day we were doing it, and Tate knows this story well. It was a great day. Anyways, so we started doing our backyard wrestling stuff, and then we were like, oh, hey, we're thirsty. Let's go inside, grab a drink. And so...
So, mind you, my family, we lived in a big house, but we were poor as fuck, so we got food orders from, like, the church, and they had this, like, orange drink that it was, like, we called it Tang, but it literally just said orange fruit drink.
Yeah.
It was dank, like, it was delicious, but... Anyway, that's what we used, but continue.
So, anyways, we get thirsty, so we go inside to grab a drink, and then we see this Tang, or what we so-called Tang, and we're like, hey, let's just make a big bowl of this. I think there was like 3 or 4 of us there.
It was me, you, Cameron, and his cousin.
Yeah.
2 of his cousins.
Wasn't Isaiah there too? Or was he downstairs?
No, he wasn't there at that time. I don't think I knew Isaiah then. I think we were still in elementary school.
Okay.
When that happened.
Sorry. Anyways, yeah, so we go inside and we're like, hey, let's just make a giant bowl of Tang. So anyways, we make this orange Tang stuff, and we put it in this bowl. And then we put some ice cubes in to keep it cold. You know, everybody likes a cold beverage. Anyways, so we're like, we start drinking a little bit of it. We're like, you know what? What would be funner than drinking this? Putting it on the trampoline and jumping in it. So that's exactly what we did.
Keep talking. I'm going to go shut my door real fast.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we did. We went outside and we put this Tang that was in this giant-ass bowl on the tramp with ice cubes. And we all counted to 3, just like 1, 2, 3, and boom! And then we just started splashing. It was splashing everywhere. Mozzie, get down. You're ruining the video. Anyways, so yeah, we just We jumped in this tang, and it was a great time. It was solid, and
This dog is fucking shit up.
and yeah, so that's the tang story. What story can you think of?
Man. Oh man. Like I said, there's so many.
I know.
Oh man, we had some crazy ones and some not so crazy ones too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is irrelevant. I don't even think TJ was there, but I remember like me and him, like when we were getting into all that gymnastics, trampoline bullshit, we liked to try to like learn how to do ground flips, and this is when we were learning how to do like on ground side flips.
Yep.
And I used my I actually stole a longboard from one of my neighbors because I was a delinquent ass kid, and I used that because it was bamboo. It was 100% bamboo, so it was really bouncy, and I used that to practice with. And that was a bad idea. It worked for a long time, and then eventually I jumped on it too hard, and it snapped in half. So that sucked, and I was without a longboard for a while.
We did that for a little bit, but before that, it was your mattress in the
Oh,
basement.
yeah. Oh, yeah, this fucking kid did his first wall backflip in my basement listening to Disturbed, was it?
It might have been. It was either Disturbed.
It was Disturbed or Skillet or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. It might have been As I Lay Dying, too. I don't know. Anyways, that was crazy. I was hyped up. It was fun.
Yeah, he like freaked the fuck out.
But yeah, I remember when we went to Airborne, we'd come home and we'd just like rip the sheets off of Tay's mattress and throw it on the ground, and
dude.
we would just do flips on it and try to get ground flips and stuff.
Dude, you know what I miss the most? Like, oh man, it's like literally the most blissful feeling. Like, I'm trying to get we're getting our own place soon, and I'm trying to get leather, like, couches and chairs and stuff like that. Because, like, what I missed the most about going to Airborne was when we'd come home and we'd have a Monster, or we'd have Mountain Dew, and we'd have, like, cosmic brownies and stuff, and we'd just flop on my fucking leather couches in my cold basement after being at Airborne. You're hot, you're sweaty. You come home, you flop on the leather couches, you fucking crack open a Monster or Mountain Dew, and eat some cosmic brownies, and turn on Black Ops. Like,
Yeah.
that was, like, the most blissful time of my life.
Before
man.
my health and building weightlifting phase.
Yeah, before I joined a band and
That
all
was
that.
that was back in the good days.
Yeah, man, I miss that
Back in
shit.
the
That
good
house
days.
was fucking dope, too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And speak of house, anyways, this is kind of, I mean, it's still on topic, but it's off topic. A story of mine that I remember, it's greatest thing, he's done this, Tay has more than, I couldn't even tell you how many times. Anyways, so there's been a lot of times at that house, when we were there, we would all just be like hauling ass around the house, chasing each other, whatever shit it may be. And the way this house worked is it had a top floor, the middle floor, and then a basement. And then the basement was like, it was a staircase, and then it kind of went to the right, and then another staircase, and there was this wall.
It came from my, oh no, I think I know what you're talking about. So it was my kitchen, like my main floor, and then it would drop down to like 6 or 7 steps, drop down to a landing where I had my laundry room, then I had my garage, and then you came down, and there was like the basement, and then it came around.
Yeah.
Big old basement.
So, I don't remember what day it was, but it's happened on more than one occasion.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyways, so we're just running around the house, and Tay just starts hauling ass down these stairs into the basement. And I'm hauling ass with him, I'm chasing him, and I remember getting onto that landing part, and I just see him run and jump and just smack his forehead on this coping from the basement ceiling to the wall.
It was
right
like
there.
where the stairs came down. No.
Yeah, it was the top stairs upstairs. It's where they came down, and there was a wall
Yeah, you're right.
there.
So on my main floor, it went up went to the upstairs, and then you had like the downstairs, and like as you're going down the last flight to go to the basement, there was this like big like block of just wall that was the very bottom stair to the going upstairs, and it kind of caved down, and so like you kind of almost had to duck your head, and if you jumped, you're gonna hit your head, and I did that so fucking hard that I almost knocked myself out. And I remember after that, I would go down there, and there was this like dent for my forehead, and I'd always like feel it or like slap it as I walked downstairs.
Yeah, but
oh man, that fucking hurt so bad.
I just remember him running and jumping, hitting that, and then falling on his back, and you hear like when you fall down the stairs. And then he laid there, he was like, oh no.
Yeah, that fucking hurts so bad. Like, you know that like fucking bing sound when you like hit something hard as fuck. And like, oh man, like you know that feeling.
It wasn't
like,
a bang though. It was like a dunk.
Yeah, but like I'm more of saying like when you hit your head and you hear it like I don't know how to describe it. Like you hear it in your own ears like a certain way. It's just like the pain of hitting your head and then just the sound of you actually hitting your head like combined.
Yeah.
Makes that like dink sound.
Dink.
Like, fuck man, that hurts so bad. Man, another story. I can't really think of too many. Like I said, I thought like being with you would be like easier, but like it's just one of those things where there's just so many. It's like
There's so many.
It was so long ago too, so like a lot of them are kind of blurred.
I mean, like majority of the time.
I got one. So this is one time I got in trouble. So it was like middle of winter.
I remember this.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you two. So this is both winter stories, but I remember TJ's mom used to live. So this is I'll just give you a layout of the street. So like with this big long street, TJ's dad's house right here, my house. TJ's mom's house over here. So this is before his mom moved all over the fucking valley. But so we were coming, I think, from either your house or my house, one of the two. We were heading to your mom's house.
Yeah.
And it was really windy, and it was like there was a lot of snow, but not a lot. So like the streets weren't covered in snow. They were just kind of like dusty, I would say.
Yeah.
And it was a really windy day. And I think we were going to your mom's house to play like Ratchet and Clank or something. And,
that game's lit, dude.
That game is so lit. I love that game. But I saw like, okay, I forget exactly what movie it is, but they're like, imagine a movie where you see like this huge tidal wave about to hit a city. And that's what I saw. There was this big, huge gust of wind that took up like a huge wall of snow. And I look back and I see me and TJ look back at it, and this looks like this tidal wave had just missed. We couldn't see past it or through anything. It was just this solid wall moving towards us. We're like, fuck! So we just started booking it like down the street. And, like there was like there's a street and there was a little cul-de-sac, like half a cul-de-sac, and then like you could keep going down. And so I know that was a safe zone because we can get behind a fence or something like that and get away from it. Me and him start booking it just as fast as we can, not even looking back. We looked back a couple times and it was so close. So we kept running. And I ended up like getting behind that wall, like that safe zone. I looked back and TJ wasn't there yet, and I just remember TJ disappearing. It's like he got hit. He went down like this, and just boom, just fucking got hit. I was like, I looked like I fucking just like lost my best friend. That shit was funny as hell. And like he comes in, I'm like, are you okay? He's like, that was so fucking cool. That shit was great. What was another story I was gonna say? I had another winter one. So me and TJ loved to play Gears of War.
Gears of War.
And this is when Gears of War 2 came out. And I remember he got it like, I think he got it the week of its release, and I think it was TJ's, no, it wasn't your birthday, that was a different time. I remember I got shitloads of trouble on your birthdays, when you got Army of Two, I think.
I don't know, every time I got a new game, you were over there playing it with me.
Yeah. But,
every time.
I know one time it was your birthday, and it was at your mom's house, and I like got in shitloads of trouble because I wasn't supposed to leave. But anyway, this is another time I wasn't supposed to leave. It was middle of winter, and I came over, and like I had like one of those shitty flip phones, and we got Gears of War 2, and I came over to his house to play it, and we sat there for like a good hour, and then my phone starts buzzing, just off the fucking hook. This is my dad was still living with me, and fucking Mozzie, stop. I was like, we were having a big cleaning day where we were just cleaning everything, and he's like, you have to stay here, you can't go anywhere. I was like, well, TJ got a new game. He's like, I don't care, you have to stay. And I ended up like sneaking out and going to play it anyway, and he ended up showing up at TJ's dad's house with his truck.
Yeah.
And I got home, and he locked me in the bathroom for 2 hours while I cleaned.
He did that numerous times. He numerously showed up at my house in his truck all the time.
Yeah, we were kind of troublemakers back then. Oh,
we were
another
quite
one.
Troublemakers back then.
Another one was just see what I do to keep you occupied, dog. You destroy a bunch of fucking bone cups because you are just a little bitch. So I don't know if you can even see me. Yeah, you can. So I used to slough a lot in school. So this is how I got into sloughing. I'm not blaming TJ, I blame myself, but TJ was kind of the antagonist that got me into sloughing. So I'm not blaming you, but I sort of am. So
it's kind of my
fair,
fault.
right? Yeah, so
it's like 50-50.
So we both went to the same elementary school, and like I don't know. I think when I hit 4th grade is when they started doing this year-round thing where they
You're gonna hate 4th grade, man.
they started doing this year-round thing where like so the school went on year-round, but there was different tracks like A track, B track, C track. They went out of school for a couple weeks at a time, and I was on track, mind you, and I was at the bus stop, and TJ lived like right across the street from the bus stop, and he was off track. See, he wasn't in school for a couple weeks. And fuck man, so like I remember I was waiting at the bus stop and you like look out the door and you're like, Taylor, come here. I'm like, oh shit, what up? So I like ran up into his house and chilled with him for a second. I was like, oh hey man, we just like, you know, hung out for a little bit, and then I remember the bus came, and I think I went to school that day. I caught the bus and went to school.
Yeah.
And then the second day I do that again, and I like purposely but accidentally missed the bus. I was like, oh, should I go? Oh, should I not go? I don't know. I was like in the middle of contemplating it, the bus drives by. And I was like, fuck. Well, looks like I'm staying. And so we like, one of the best days for sure. We just sat there, played Gears of War, I think we were playing Army of 2.
We played
Skate and Army of 2. During that time,
yeah.
Army 2 and Skate was our shit.
Yeah.
So we played Army 2, like, got decently into the campaign, unlocked a bunch of guns and shit.
I miss that game so much, dude.
It was a good game. I went back and played it a while ago. Fucking hate it. Like, the dynamics of the game and how it plays, I fucking can't stand
it. The new ones suck. I still love that first one that I had.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, the first one was great, but like, I played some of the newer ones. I think it was like 40th Day or something.
They're awful.
And like, the dynamics and how you play just sucks.
Yeah, dude, they're awful, but...
But anyway, like, that shit was fun. And then, like, I ended up doing it the next day. The next day, I was still like, I don't know, should I go or should I not go? And I missed it. I was like, oh, this feels good. You know, I don't want to go anymore. I ended up doing that for about 4 weeks. About 4 weeks, I went to TJ's house. I think that's when he got back on track. I was like, I have to go to school now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. I mean, like, every day my parents would be like, so, you know, what you do at school today? How was it? I was like, oh, my teacher was so mean. She was wearing this reindeer wool skirt and had these stupid little fucking like Santa Claus earrings, and she was just so mean, and like they ate that shit up, man. They fucking believed it like that. And I remember a couple times my brother like came to your house like to pick me up from school or whatever. I don't know why. I was like, I'm like 10 houses down from like my house.
I don't know.
But he almost caught us a couple times, so that sucked. Yeah. And then I ended up going back to school, and they thought I had moved. Like, Rise got off the bus. My teacher was actually on, like, bus duty, so she saw me. She goes, office. I was like, okay. And, like, walked to the office, and they thought I moved. So they had to re-enroll me, and I had to tell my parents and all that. And they found out, and it was the biggest shit fest. And I don't think I was allowed to see TJ for a while after that.
It was a good minute. I remember a time, and correct me if I'm wrong. It could be a completely different scenario, or, like, what I think it is. But it was during that sloughing phase, and there was one time, like, Skylar was with you because, like, it was something during that they found out one day, and then, like, they started eating up all your stories and stuff. And then Skylar, like, walked with you to the bus stop one time and made sure you got on the bus, and then he started walking away, and you got off the bus again at the other bus stop and ran your ass up to my house.
No. Did that actually happen?
Did you? I feel like there was one time you actually did that.
I totally might have done that. I totally might have. I just don't exactly remember that. I see it. I totally see it happen, but I don't, like, remember. Because, like, we had, like, the bus stops were stupid. They had, like, one bus stop right here, and then it went down, like, 5 houses, and it stopped again by Draper Heights. And it was, like, the stupidest fucking thing.
Yeah.
So, but I totally believe that, though. I don't remember it, but I believe that happened.
Yeah, like, I feel like it happened at least once. I don't know. Like, I could be wrong, but...
Alright guys, well, we are about to breach the 25-minute mark, so,
long video.
Yeah, I wish we could have had, more to talk about, and we could have gone more in depth, because, like I said, I'll probably make another video with him in the future, and, have us go more in depth, because, like, we told a couple stories, but there's many, many more, so.
Many more.
I'll be doing these videos a lot more. I'll be hanging out with my friends, just kind of telling stories of, you know, our childhood and stuff like that. I'm gonna make one with my brother Cameron. So, that one will also be a long one, just because, you know, I met Cameron a couple weeks after I met TJ. So, yeah. Again, we go back about 10 years. So, lots of shenanigans.
Oh, dude, we're coming up on, like, 12.
Yeah,
We've been friends for like 12, 13 years now.
been friends for a long time.
Long time.
So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. But thank you guys again. I'll put his plug to his channel in the description, and I'll post that that trampoline video and everything.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Pretty cool.
I'll next video I'll try to get together with my brother Cameron and do another one of these story videos. I'm gonna try to do vlogs a bit more I'm gonna start doing vlogs. I'm gonna start using one of my old phones that has good camera quality. So I'll start doing that and start going places and have a bit more entertaining content than just me sitting in my room talking about my boring life. So thank you guys again. Go to subscribe to him. Go like his videos. Subscribe to me. Like this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.